Okay. Hi, my name is Victor. I'm the Technical Customer Success Director at IncrediBuild. I'm responsible for our sales engineering and T3 technical support departments. IncrediBuild, as you know, some of you may know, was founded 18 years ago. We specialize in accelerating time-consuming software development processes, such as builds, testing, other demanding computer tasks. In some cases, these processes can be as short as 10 minutes, but a 10 minutes process that's repeated 10 times a day can really rack up to a lot of time. So that's where we come in, by connecting your whole computers together. For those of you that are not familiar with what we do, in a nutshell, IncrediBuild is a software solution that you can install on your regular Windows or Linux machines. And we connect those machines together to allow them to work on the same tasks and contribute their hardware to one another. Essentially, we allow CPU-intensive software that's normally bound to a single PC to scale out to the cloud and run much faster without much hassle, setup, or maintenance on your part. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about how Azure enables even greater acceleration results with IncrediBuild, and how we can help you focus on what you do best, which is making great games and not waiting, too much. So, using IncrediBuild with Azure allows you to seamlessly scale to the cloud, transform your developer workstations, your Jenkins nodes, your artist machines to get the power of your entire grid, essentially transforming each of them to a 100-core server based on demand. Sorry about that. We're working with more than 800 game developer studios, and from our conversations with many of our customers, we know that while many are looking at the cloud as an option, as an infrastructure, actually making the move is scary. It's a big commitment, and we want to help. This topic is high on the agenda for many of you. For those who haven't moved to the cloud yet, one of the best options that we hear from our customers, and probably the most common deployment, is the hybrid model, which allows to keep more of the IT infrastructure on premises, the normal setups without needing to take care of new environments, new deployments, extra security rules, while still enjoying the possibility of scalability. IncrediBuild helps you here by automatic scale up and scale down, which adjusts the amount of available cloud machines based on your current compute needs, giving you on-premises machines extra power to complete their parallel tasks, such as compiling asset builds, testing, code analysis, and whatnot. We help substantially optimize performance while keeping costs to a minimum, paying only for what you actually use in the cloud. For those of you that are already working in the cloud fully, IncrediBuild helps with different aspects. You can tap into the resources of underutilized resources and get the full benefits out of the machines you are already paying for. IncrediBuild making sure that the machines will prioritize their primary tasks and just provide the developers with the extra CPU cycles, the ones that are wasted on idle. So connecting many machines allows you a lot of flexibility with the types of instances that you run. It allows you to create grids that use smaller and cheaper instances and give performance equivalent to the higher instances at a reduced cost. Of course, IncrediBuild also allows you to create grids of sizes that are beyond physical hardware limitations of single machines. for those heavy workloads, for asset builds that could really use a 500-core server to run on. Okay. So, talking about possible use cases for IncrediBuild, we see three main deployment options. The good old on-premises deployment allows using your local resources to accelerate the heavy workloads strictly on your hardware. If you're familiar with IncrediBuild, chances are that this is probably the use case that you know us from. So this comes with its own price tag, since the resources at your disposal are a bit limited, and maintaining a large on-premise machine and server grids comes with its own sometimes substantial hardware and IT cost. The hybrid cloud model is the most widely used by companies today, since it allows for huge flexibility as well as scalability. It allows any company to find the sweet spot for its needs, and IncrediBuild helps connect the entirety of your cloud deployments and on-premises locations into one big grid that helps one another, with machines helping one another. The full cloud is an option that we are starting to see getting more and more traction with CI deployments moving fully to the cloud and the everyday development environment following it, leaving only thin clients to act as a gateway to the cloud. Here, IncrediBuild can provide huge machines, cost reduction through usage optimizations, and as well as unlimited scaling, making sure that your workloads are running within the maximum speed that is possible by the amount of parallelization that you have. Getting down to brass tacks, what do we accelerate? Well, generally pretty much anything you can run on a CPU. We're mostly known for our integration with Visual Studio, but in addition to that, we support dozens of compilers, other build systems that integrate with Visual Studio or work as standalone. And you can use IncrediBuild to target practically any platform, whether it's the console, the PC market you're after, or mobile. Another common usage for IncrediBuild is to accelerate asset creation and processing with popular tools such as Autodesk Maya or 3ds Max, Blender, various shading tools, renders, or tools you have created in-house. If it can use a CPU, it can use more CPUs. Lastly, our software is used in many DevOps deployments, utilizing CI tools such as TFS, Azure DevOps, or Jenkins, whatever. Whether it's for code analysis, testing code builds, asset builds, allowing for gated commits, other purposes, we accelerate pretty much any workload that you can imagine putting on your CI servers. Okay. Amongst companies already saving time are most AAA studios, such as Microsoft's Coalition, EA Games, Rockstar, Epic Games, Blizzard, to name a few. Some of the benefits of utilizing IncrediBuild that we hear from customers are not related only to time saving. Some of it is actually going towards creating higher quality games. Artists that have more iterations can fine-tune and polish their games better. Shorter workloads for the QA teams, allowed to find more bugs, making sure that that launch date for a game is going to be going much more smoother. Well, and of course the crown of the jewel, the guys at the R&D. They don't drink as much coffee, and when they do, it's not for as long a time. They don't need to context switch between because they need to work. They need to work through the entire 2 hours that your game is going to be building. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. So one good example for one case study that we have is with the coalition, who scaled to the cloud when working on one of their titles on a very tight schedule. They used Epic's Unreal Editor 4 as a primary tool with more than 100 team members. They needed to accelerate shader compilation times and their code builds. Additionally, what they had is a very fragmented, geographically fragmented team that couldn't provide the resources that developers in each of the locations needed. So they created a cloud of machines in Azure with about 700 cores that were used to facilitate code builds. They were used to facilitate shader compilations. They were used to facilitate other assets, workloads for the entirety of the smaller teams that were scattered through different locations. Okay. This transformed the level load times and allowed the teams to keep working continuously instead of waiting on production. On the cost side, it allowed to dynamically scale the CI temporarily with costs that are much lower than purchasing dedicated hardware for the same, that would provide pretty much the same results. Okay, so I wanted to show a small demo of how you can use IncrediBuild with Unreal in the cloud. Second. Okay, so this is a one of our machines in the cloud that we use to launch a large grid of IncrediBuild connected agents, and what we're looking at right now is our coordinator that has 40 machines connected to it. I believe each of the machines has 8 cores. And we're using Azure DevOps in order to launch the Chromium build, which onto itself on one of the instances or one of the developer machines would take about 4 hours to compile. Using the grid with Azure DevOps and IncrediBuild, we got it down to 40 minutes. That's about 6 or 7 times acceleration. Okay. So those of you who are familiar with Azure DevOps, you can see that this is basically the same way that you would launch a regular build. You can access the IncrediBuild UI to see how your builds are doing. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Okay. And you can see here that essentially the first machine, the initiator, is doing some of the work, while other machines on the Azure network are receiving, taking up most of the workload off it, creating a much faster experience. Okay. So Azure DevOps is just one of the options which you can use to accelerate, whether you're using Jenkins, TFS, or any sort of CI that's connected to the grid. You can use that. And another option would be actually just using workstations that are on Azure. So in this example, we're showing the build of the Unreal Engine and Unreal Tournament itself. And with regards to the workflow, it's the very same thing as if you were building it on your own PC. However, through IncrediBuild, you can see that it's accelerated, it's being used, many other machines are being used, and you get your builds faster. Right?